I couldn't breathe. Not in a dramatic way. Not in a panic attack way like people always joke about. I mean, nothing was getting in. Have you ever tried to inhale and your body just refuses? That was me, standing in the middle of my own living room, surrounded by people who were laughing. I tried to speak. Nothing came out. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. My throat felt tight. Too tight. Like something invisible was closing in, squeezing from the inside. My chest burned. My lungs felt useless. And the worst part? No one noticed. Or at least, no one believed me. "She's fine," my mom, Marissa, said casually, sipping from her glass like nothing was happening. Fine? I knocked into the table trying to steady myself. A drink tipped over, splashing across the floor. My hands were shaking so badly I couldn't even grab the edge properly. People turned, not with concern, with amusement. "She does this sometimes," my dad Daniel added, chuckling to one of his friends. "Gets overwhelmed. Teen stuff." Teen stuff? I tried again to speak, to say something is wrong, but my throat wouldn't cooperate. It was like the signal from my brain just stopped halfway. My vision started to blur at the edges. You know that tunnel effect, where everything narrows and sound gets weirdly distant? Yeah, that. The music kept playing. Someone laughed louder than before. A glass clinked, and I dropped to my knees. That got a little more attention, but still not the right kind. "Celine, seriously?" my mom sighed. "You're scaring people." I'm scaring people? My fingers clawed at my neck, desperate, instinctive. My body knew something my voice couldn't explain. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't talk. And somehow, I was still being treated like the problem. Think about that for a second. What do you do when the people who are supposed to protect you don't even believe you're in danger? My ears started ringing, loud, over everything else. And then, faint at first, sirens, far away, getting closer. But inside the house, no urgency, no panic, just confusion, and a few awkward laughs. My body swayed, the room tilted, and just as everything started to go dark, the front door slammed open, heavy footsteps, fast, controlled, and in that exact moment, everything changed. The door didn't just open, it burst, a sharp crack against the wall. Conversations cut off mid-sentence. Music suddenly felt too loud, too out of place. Boots hit the floor, fast, heavy, purposeful. "Fire department!" A voice cut through the room, firm, controlled, not asking for permission. Have you ever noticed how authority doesn't need to be loud to take over a room? This was that kind of voice. Through my blurred vision, I saw him, Marcus Hale, 32. Broad shoulders, steady posture, eyes scanning everything in seconds. Not rushing, but not wasting a single movement either. 2 EMTs followed behind him, already pulling equipment from their bags. My mom stepped forward, almost relieved, but still casual. "Oh, good, you're here. She just can't catch her breath. It's probably anxiety." Probably? Marcus didn't answer her, not immediately. His eyes were already on me. And something changed in his expression the second he saw my face. He moved fast then, dropping to one knee beside me, close enough that I could actually focus on something, someone. "Celine," he said, calm but sharp. "Can you hear me?" I locked onto his voice like it was the only solid thing left in the room. I tried to nod. It came out weak, barely anything. But he saw it. He actually saw it. Behind him, my dad gave a small laugh, like he needed to fill the silence. "She gets like this. Overreact sometimes." Overreacts? Marcus didn't even look back at him. Instead, he reached for my wrist, checking my pulse. His fingers were steady, precise. I watched his face. That's when I noticed it, the shift. Not panic, not confusion, recognition. His eyes flicked to my lips, then my hands, then back to my face. He leaned in slightly, lowering his voice. Stay with me, okay? Okay. I couldn't even breathe. One of the EMTs moved closer. What are we thinking? Marcus didn't answer right away. Instead, he glanced around the room. The drinks, the snacks, half-empty cups scattered everywhere. Something caught his attention, but he didn't say what. Not yet. Did she eat anything unusual? He asked, finally looking up. My mom shrugged. No, just normal stuff. She's fine. Fine. There was that word again. Marcus stood up slowly, and this time when he spoke, his voice was different. Not calm, commanding. Everyone step back. The room hesitated. People looked at each other, confused. Then his tone sharpened, cutting through everything. Step aside, now! And suddenly, no one was laughing anymore. Step aside, now! And just like that, the room obeyed. It's strange how fast everything flips. 1 second, people are laughing. The next, silent, watching, waiting. Have you ever seen a moment where everyone realizes this isn't normal anymore? Yeah, that was this moment. The music got turned off. No one even said anything, it just stopped. Marcus didn't waste a second. Mask, oxygen, now, he ordered. One of the EMTs was already moving, snapping open a kit. The sound of zippers, plastic, metal, sharp, urgent. The mask came over my face. Cool air rushed in. But it wasn't enough. My chest still fought every breath like it didn't know how to work anymore. Behind him, my mom's voice crept back in, uncertain now. Is that really necessary? She's starting to calm down. I need space, Marcus cut in, not even turning around. Not rude, not loud, final. He tilted my chin slightly, checking my airway. His fingers pressed gently along my neck, then paused. That pause, it meant something. What is it? One of the EMTs asked quietly. Marcus's eyes narrowed just a fraction. Swelling, he said. Swelling? My brain tried to process that word, but everything felt slow, distant. He moved quickly after that, pulling open another compartment in the kit. And then I saw it, a small device in his hand, compact, precise, an injector. One of the EMTs hesitated. Are you sure? Marcus didn't hesitate, not even a second. We don't have time. Time for what? My mom stepped forward again, panic finally breaking through. Wait, what are you doing? Marcus's voice stayed steady. Saving her life. And then, a sharp pressure against my leg, a click. It wasn't pain exactly, just sudden, jarring, real. Everything in my body reacted at once. My heart slammed harder, faster, like it was trying to catch up all at once. My breathing still tight, but something shifted. Just a little, just enough to notice. Seconds stretched. No one spoke, no one moved. They were all watching now, really watching. Does she have allergies? Marcus asked, eyes still locked on me. No, my dad said quickly, too quickly. She's never had allergies. Marcus didn't respond, but the look on his face? He didn't believe that. Not anymore, because something didn't add up. My breathing hitched. Then suddenly, a deeper inhale broke through. Air, actual air. But Marcus wasn't relieved, not even close. Instead, he slowly turned his head back toward the table, the drinks, the scattered cups, the half-empty punch bowl. His eyes narrowed, because whatever caused this was still sitting there, in plain sight. Air finally reached my lungs, but it didn't feel like safety. It felt borrowed, fragile, like it could disappear again at any second. The oxygen mask pressed against my face, each breath louder now, mechanical almost. In, out. In, don't lose it again. Have you ever been that close to something going very wrong, and you can feel it's not over yet? Marcus clearly felt it. Stay with me, he said again, quieter this time, but more intense. I nodded slightly, my body still trembling. Then his focus shifted. Sharp, direct. "What exactly did she eat or drink?" he asked, standing now, scanning the room again. No one answered immediately. That silence? It said everything. People looked at each other, subtle shrugs, avoiding responsibility. I think just snacks," my mom said, her voice no longer confident. "Chips, maybe some fruit." "That's not specific," Marcus cut in. Not aggressive, just precise. Because now, details mattered. A voice finally spoke up from the side. "Wait, she had the punch." Everyone turned. Lila, my best friend, 17, pale, frozen near the wall like she'd been replaying everything in her head. "The new one," she added, hesitating. "The one your dad made." The room shifted. All attention moved to the table. Marcus stepped toward it slowly, like he already knew what he was going to find but needed confirmation. The punch bowl sat there, half empty, harmless looking, but next to it, a bottle, partially turned away. Marcus picked it up, reading the label carefully. His jaw tightened. "What is that?" one of the EMTs asked. He turned the bottle slightly so the label faced them. Small print, easy to miss, unless you were looking for it. "Almond extract," Marcus said. Silence. My mom blinked. "Okay, and?" Marcus looked back at her, measured. "That's a concentrated allergen." "We use almond flavoring all the time," my dad added quickly. "She's never had a problem." Marcus held his gaze. "Or she's never had this form before." That landed differently, because now it wasn't hypothetical. It was real. Behind the mask, I felt it, the pieces connecting. The drink, the taste I didn't recognize, the burning in my throat afterward. My stomach dropped. EMTs moved in closer. "We need to transport. Now!" Marcus nodded once. Then, just before they lifted me, he looked at my parents. "This wasn't anxiety," he said clearly. "No room for debate. This was anaphylaxis." The word hung in the air like a verdict. No one argued. No one laughed. And then he added, calm but heavier than anything else he'd said, "If we had waited even 5 more minutes." He didn't finish the sentence. He didn't need to, because everyone in that room already understood what he was about to say. The ambulance doors slammed shut, sealing out the noise, the confusion, the laughter that had filled the house just minutes earlier. Inside, everything was different, controlled, focused. "Keep breathing, Celine. You're doing good," one of the EMTs said, adjusting the oxygen mask. This time, I believed them. Air moved in and out of my lungs, still shaky but real. Stable. Mine again. Across from me, Marcus watched closely, arms crossed, eyes sharp but calmer now. Not searching anymore. Certain. "You had a severe allergic reaction," he said, direct and clear. "Anaphylaxis. Fast onset. Your airways started to close." Each word landed heavier than the last. "But I've never—" My voice cracked, weak but finally there. "I've never had allergies." Marcus nodded once. "You didn't know. First exposures can hit like this, especially with concentrated ingredients like almond extract." So that was it. Not random, not anxiety, not teen stuff. Something real, something physical, something dangerous. And everyone missed it. At the hospital, everything moved quickly. Tests, monitoring, doctors confirming what Marcus already knew. "Your throat was swelling," the doctor explained. "Another few minutes without treatment and this could have been much worse." Could have been. My parents stood nearby, quiet now. Too quiet. No jokes, no dismissive smiles, just silence and something heavier underneath it. Guilt. My mom finally spoke, her voice unsteady. We thought she was just overwhelmed." The doctor didn't soften it. That assumption almost cost her. No one argued, because there wasn't anything left to argue. Over the next few hours, everything changed in ways that couldn't be undone. I was prescribed an epinephrine injector, 2 actually, one for home, one for everywhere else. Instructions, warnings, plans. This wasn't temporary. This was part of my life now. Lila stayed the entire time, sitting beside me, not saying much, but not leaving either. That mattered more than anything. My parents tried, asking questions, hovering, checking in, but something between us had shifted. Not broken, but not the same. Because in the moment it mattered most, they didn't see me. Marcus stopped by once before his shift ended. "You did everything you could," he said simply. I shook my head slightly. I couldn't even talk. "You didn't need to," he replied. "You just needed someone to listen." That stayed with me. Days later, back home, everything felt quieter, different. An epinephrine injector sat on my desk, a small, ordinary object that now meant the difference between life and something else. I picked it up, turning it in my hands, understanding it, respecting it. Then I caught my reflection in the mirror. Steady, breathing, alive. "They said I was fine," I whispered to myself. But now I knew the truth. And more importantly, next time, I wouldn't need anyone else to recognize it first.